Nearing my 41st birthday, I cut my hair. It's what I do. Gotta switch it up sometimes. Anyways, I was thinking about rising signs and chart rulers. I was talking to my husband, saw his eyes glaze over, and said, "You know what? I'm gonna make a TikTok about this." So your rising sign dictates your planetary chart ruler, and it can change the whole vibe of your personality. Now, I was saying one of my friends, we have a very similar chart, and we're both Cancers, we're both Cancer suns, we're both Gemini moons. But our rising sign, I have a Cancer rising, she has a Leo rising. And I always say, I feel like you're more like my chart, I'm more like your chart. And where this comes from, I was thinking, is so a Leo rising is more bold, more confident, very social and wanting to get attention and grabbing attention, okay with people staring, wanting people to stare and admire them. I'm a little bit like that sometimes, a lot of the time. And then that's my friend's rising though. So my Cancer rising is more like shy, reserved, wants to be in the back of the room observing people all the time, not necessarily in the thick of the conversation, in the thick of it. Cancer risings can be very motherly, very caring, very crying. And I don't cry, not very often, at least not in front of people. I'd rather do it in private. And my friend is a more emotional type of person. So what I figured is our chart rulers are what explain this. So my chart ruler is my moon. If you look at your, the ruling planet of your rising sign is your chart ruler. So my ruling planet is my moon in Gemini in the 11th house, a much more social placement. It has some Aquarian energy, some air energy. The 11th house is ruled by Aquarius, and Gemini is an air sign as well. So that makes me a little more social, a little more willing to talk to people, a little more outgoing than the average Cancer. Now, my friend's rising sign is the Leo. Leo's ruled by the sun. Her sun is in Cancer in her 12th house. So that brings about more of an energy that's reserved and shy and not one to just jump on their soapbox and tell everybody how they feel. A little more just not Leo-like. So it makes a lot of sense. 12th house is hidden. 12th house people like to be a little more in the background, just a little more reserved and a little less wild and confident than a Leo rising can come off. My point being, if you look into your ruling planet of your chart, it might give you a lot of insight into why you don't identify with your rising sign. Because I don't always identify with my Cancer rising.